Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. The usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside of your neighborhood, though you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your moms called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. It was the polite thing to do after all, and your moms had taught you to always be respectful. But today there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you, even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. You weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. You slowed down. Your eyes remained fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met, and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Hey! You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up and started to make his way toward you. Not wanting to seem approachable, you folded your arms and stared. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. The man gives a grin of his own back. Do you live around here? What's your name? You look the man up and down, taking in his tanned skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts, and a stingray tattoo. You wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Yeah, I live here. I live right there. My name is Jamie. You continue to say nothing. Great, nice to meet you, Jamie. He gave you a broad smile, relief settling on his face. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill and twinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry, I should've. Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove, who is about your age. Cove, that seemed like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You shoot on the inside of your cheek. That guy was definitely obsessed with water. You thought that was pretty cool. You've never met anyone with that name. We moved on across the street, see? He gestured toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Jamie Last, right? I met your moms earlier, and they told me you were 8, just like him. So. He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to my attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with my boy? Just give it a chance. You can keep this. He's a good kid. You will like him.
Do you mind?
But you've got to keep it a secret too, okay? Wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. You eyed the man. You felt sorry for Cove. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends, you knew that. What'd you say? Want to make a deal? You took the bill. You didn't want the money. You ran away. I don't want to be paid for that. It's too weird. He deflated enough to notice, but not completely.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? It won't be so bad. Even if it's just for the summer. That'd be enough. That only made it sound more strange to you. Why does it lasting for the summer matter? When it was clear his strategy wasn't going to fly, he tucked the bill back into his back pocket and changed the request. I get it. You don't have to. Would you be comfortable with he and I coming over for a normal visit? No money involved? Yeah, I wanna meet him. Okay, you can do that. I guess. You'd have to ask my moms first. You didn't answer the man. His smile got bigger again. His eyes twinkled at the sides. Of course. They invited us over earlier. but I'd like to ask you too. Then I guess you can. I'm thinking about tomorrow. I want him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but... I don't know where he's gotten up to. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss him. Sure thing. I can try. Okay. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. But you were still going to help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, and pulled his hand away instead. Your moms are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. Thought you might come back and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Jamie. So much. He jogged off down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Step 1. First sight. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. You've always loved the ocean. It was so much fun. You laughed to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and sea serpents you imagined living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy the beach at all, especially the sand, which got absolutely everywhere. Sometimes you almost could convince yourself you've seen a flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try to relax and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass and the wildflowers surrounding him. His head was buried on his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Though deers didn't have green hair, wavy eyebrows, huge glasses, pink casts, sad fawns. But this new boy did. You wondered what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, he took a step forward, then another. And then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped raising your hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hi. Hey, Space Cadet. Are you lost? With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He's been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier said stuck out to you. Cove? Eyes wide, he studied you. How did you know that? I met your dad. I'm all-knowing. Lucky guess.
Oh.
So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. Yep. You can't own a hill. You shook your head. While doing so, you picked at a strand of lint on your leg. What a weird question to ask someone. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, he sat on a patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered the hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? Why'd your family move? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they'd never stopped, as tears started again with a vengeance. My parents. They don't want to live together anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking to his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him. Now we have this house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping his eyes off the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. I'm sorry. Your dad seems kinda nice. You like it here. You just have to get used to it. Stop crying. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. You felt bad for him being forced to come here with no choice. You couldn't imagine what it'd feel like to live with only one of your moms, but it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Jamie!
Cove?
Kids, where did you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we are here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. You can handle it. You don't have to go. Don't worry so much. Sorry, I have to. It'll be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna be all fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his bandaged arm.
Sorry.
I still don't want to go. You called out yourself. You waited silently with him. You tried to convince him. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad, even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you and they rushed over. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Jamie, you're here after all. We had been at the park to check for Cove and heard what happened earlier when you met a new neighbor. I thought you might have gone further away. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Why is everybody acting like this is such a big thing? We are okay, don't worry. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Thank God you're both fine. Are you two having fun out here? You looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. You shrugged. Yes, I like him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. He's new here. It was okay. Finally letting go of his squirmy, scolding son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Jamie knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove. The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading toward the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? Sure, can I show him my stuff? It sounds like words. You nodded, tucking your head down.
Of course.
Then okay. Both of your moms laughed, the sound overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after a long, exciting day, you followed them home. Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove for this step. It can change in later steps. At the breakfast table the next morning, you finished your food faster than usual. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Excited to see your new friend again, Jamie? Yeah, I am.
How sweet.
I'm so happy he moved in.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? Yeah. I don't know, am I? Your bowl was entirely empty, so you nodded. Good job. He should be here soon. Clean up again, and then, on cue, there was a knock. It was assistant, like the person wasn't sure if they were in the right place. Still loud though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Jamie, could you get it? Wiggling your way out of the chair without really pushing it back, you made your way to the door. Hey Lars family, thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms had called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright light of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. With his dad standing in front of him and mom and mommy behind you, you and Cove looked at each other. Pleased to see your new friend again, he smiled at Cove. He smiled back with some hesitation. You twisted the threaded bracelet on your wrist. You twisted the crystal bead bracelet on your wrist, You twisted a flower bead bracelet on your wrist. You twisted a shell bracelet on your wrist. Let's go play in my room.
Okay. Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids. See you later, son. Play nice. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little at the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, and a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. Me too. I drew that. Thank you. I don't. You are welcome. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad you noticed it. He turned to look around your room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. You started to feel a bit nervous. You felt the atmosphere was kind of awkward. You were glad for the company. You hoped you liked your room. It was nice to have someone new to play with. Then his eyes landed on a tiny box of beach things you'd collected, tucked away by your door. He took a step towards it, before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? A haul of stuff I found on the beach. Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. I think so. Yeah, see? You gestured to a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand.
Neat.
That's a nice collection. You got a sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice, or to be like Shiloh. He actually meant it. Oh right, I almost forgot. Shiloh's gonna be here today. Shiloh? Lizzie's friend, or like, her number one fan, I guess? Do I have to see him? It should be okay. I mean, he's Lizzie's friend, not mine, but you know. Come on, check out my chart some more. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that was washed ashore, and you put out seashell after seashell, explaining where you've gotten each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years, you'd even learned some of their scientific names. The collection was so huge and varied that you had lots of funny stories to tell for all of them. Your voice faltered a little bit, but you still kept going as best as you could. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shelves themselves, Cove listened with what looked like his full force of attention. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after you watched him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin of his home. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus. But Cove hadn't been mean to you, so you didn't mind. You smiled at him every now and then by showing him your collection. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guessed it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs and deposited in the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I poured a box of shells. I wanna keep looking at them. Great! Okay, but be careful. You should have asked. Bust it open. We can keep looking while we wait for Shiloh. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh! Like he hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. It's my favorite too. I like a different one best. I can show it to you. You can take it. Cove smiled at you and you both admired the shell together. It was a giant conch with shades of dark and light orange. If you held it up to your ear, you could practically hear the ocean. I found that one last summer when we went to the beach on a picnic. The two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Both jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, you figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but it didn't seem to make Cove feel any better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. You'll be alright. He's here. We can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked onto the back of the house. I can go out the window. He was already walking towards it. Scrambling to think of something to say, he stepped forward, then paused. Do you want to pick your other arm? Shiloh is the least scary person alive. Cheer up! Shiloh's gonna like you. Please don't get hurt. I'll come with you. Good idea, let's go. Everything a bunny rabbit is scarier than Shiloh. But I don't want to see him. I don't know him. You teased him. You comforted him. You encouraged him. Hey, if you have a hard time with him, I'll tell him to leave. Is that okay? Okay. Shiloh poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he'd heard what you'd been saying or not, but you guessed that you had.
Hi, Jamie. And hi, Cove?
Cove shot you an uneasy glance. Hi.
I'm Shiloh. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. You have a lot of records.
Right, I do. What are you guys doing?
You're looking at charts.
Can I do it too?
Awesome. Can I do it too?
Cove shrugged, then looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach things some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. Hey, look at the scallop shell I found. Cool, right? It's a pretty color, kinda like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the rope around his arm.
Pink is a nice color.
Okay,
Oh?
Is it your favorite?
not really.
What is?
Maybe green. Or blue. It might be yellow.
Oh, those are all cool.
I guess.
I guess. I like those colors too. They are better colors. Not sure how to deal with the suddenly more awkward silence, you looked back at your shells. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't much like you either.
Is Lizzie coming back?
Don't know.
Where'd she go?
I think she's at a beach. Probably.
Is she playing at the park?
Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park, and he looked towards you. There's a park? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I wanna go. He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped beside him in excitement.
Really? You do too, right, Jamie? The park is fun.
I love it. The park is pretty quiet. No.
Yeah, it's right at the beach and there's lots of fun stuff to do and lots of sand.
It has a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. Sounds like it could be cool.
So, are we going to find Lizzie?
I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift, without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your moms that it was so short she should always be allowed to go there by herself. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide.
Jamie! Shiloh! Hi!
She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. You wondered if you would leave too.
Who is that? It's Cove, he's new. I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody comes to play here, so this is where we get together.
She gestured widely with her arms, as if to present the area to the newcomer. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick your shoes off and wiggle your toes through the worm's hand.
Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas.
You are?
Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job? Lizzie is the oldest. By a lot. My mom said you are Jamie's age.
Yeah.
Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with the double digits.
What about other kids?
Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here, and Shadow's just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of the ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth.
Oh. For a second it looked like you might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandparents?
Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids.
Why? We haven't done anything. Only some of them don't like kids. Stop saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him. Yeah, they're really bad. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Shiloh was the next to speak, completely unaware of the situation.
I met Lizzie and Jamie in school. You see tons of kids there once summer's over.
I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Shiloh looked down to the dirt. He hasn't had much luck striking up conversation with Cove.
I like summer vacation a lot too.
All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Shiloh's discomfort, at how weird she thought Cove was, at something else entirely, you didn't really know, but she laughed, face crunching up.
Okay.
Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet, and get used to it.
Wow. You offered him a small smile, and Dad at least looked to wish him some. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. Saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days, when she was in a bad mood or busy, you saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple in your everyday life, the way the sun and lunch and the beach were. During your first summer together, you really liked Cove. He was a fun person to play with, and he seemed to like playing with you too. Of course, that was only the start of things.